Hello, everyone. We are just wrapping up the warm up here between Yannick Sinner and Tommy Paul for the Rome semifinal number two. Hope you're all doing good and ready for an exciting tennis match. I'm going to be commentating here from Seattle, Washington, and feel free to let me know in the chat where you guys are tuning in from. I think there's been a lot of eyeballs on this tournament with Sinner coming back, and it looks like he has fully met the expectations. Players are just taking their serves now. We are in for a treat here. All right, and that is the end of warm up. Players are just going to sit down here and take a final break before starting play. If you're tuning in here, feel free to drop down in the comments below. Let me know your predictions here. I'd be curious to see if anyone has their money on Tommy Paul here after that incredible 6-1 or 6-0, 6-1 victory from Sinner. All right, and we have Paul to serve first. All right, Paul starts with the serve. And they're exchanging some forehand cross courts. Paul already dropping it short and Sinner's pouncing on that. Paul is holding his own in the defense here, though. All right, Sinner stretching him back and forth. And after a long rally, Paul sends it long. So, yeah, I guess so. Max, good to see you. Getting into my own predictions for this match, I'd probably say, like most people will think, Sinner wins this. I think it'll be pretty comfortable, but not like 6-2. I would say maybe a 6-3 and 6-4 is my prediction here. I think Paul defends a little better than Rude, and he's has a little more dynamic variety in his game. But yeah, I just don't see him having the necessary firepower to keep up with Sinner. I mean, I don't even know if Alcaraz does. We will see tomorrow or on Sunday. But yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. Paul can defend as long as anyone, but so can Sinner. So he's really gonna have to put his running shoes on if he beats Sinner with pure defense. Good to see you, Max. Max, how are you doing on what are your predictions for this match? All right. Paul serving at 30-15 now. Goes for the backhand, and Sinner sends it long. 40-15 Paul. Sinner actually looking not not typically clean to begin with, surprisingly. 40-15, second serve. Interesting. I think something Tommy Paul does better than Casper Ruud is he hugs the baseline closer. So that means he's going to give Sinner less positional advantage, and that's going to take some time away and put a little more pressure on Sinner. But he's already doing better than Reed so far. How's the game? Yeah, by the way, sorry if you're hearing some background noise. There's a there's like a leaf blower or something happening in the background. That's unfortunate timing. All right. Center now serving at 0-1. Center winner. Ooh, nice return from Paul there. Now they're going forehand cross court. Center going inside out now. Center going backhand cross court. Trying to pin Paul down on that backhand side. Now goes back to the middle. And draws an error. Center is looking human today. He is looking human today. Max, if the final ends up being Sinner Alcaraz, who do you think takes that and why? I'd like to hear your comments here. Ooh, all the nice inside in winner, the forehand side. He's trying to become the first American since Andre Agassi in the early 2000s to win any, I think, Masters clay tournament. 1530. Paul with the look on the center serve here. Good serve, good return. Really good forehand from center. He just eats it into the short angle. All right, let's see what Max says. Hoping Carlos can step it up. Alcaraz in 3. Yeah, I think Alcaraz's game is more variable than Sinner's, so we usually get the same thing from Sinner usually, and we can see a bigger range from Alcaraz. Ooh, double fault at 30 all. Sinner down to break point now. But yeah, Alcaraz looks quite dialed both against Musetti and also in that match against, I want to say, Hachinov. Seems like he's known how to crank it up a notch when he needs to. Okay, very safe second serve from Sinner. Looking like he's going to play a high percentage point here. He's just going cross court backhands, deep. Sinner not looking ultra confident here. But he saves the break point. A lot of cross courts there. Takes a backhand down the line. Still pretty safe though. So, interesting stuff. Right, because when Sinner gets confidence and can start just cranking on his ground strokes, then it is pretty much game over for you. But while his confidence is not at a peak, looks like Paul is in this match here, and Paul will just make every ball. And to be fair, Paul has been wow, another stray forehand from Sinner. All right, break point again. Paul with the break. Paul with the break. Who saw this coming? I might have to start asking Paul Alcaraz prediction soon. All right. So now with Paul down a break, or sorry, Paul up a break, let's see if this sort of lights a fire under Sinner's hat. See if that gets him to take more control of these rallies. Body serve. Ooh, that is a miss that Paul is going to want back. Did a really good body serve and then got a short ball from Sinner and just missed the second part of the 1-2 punch. Easy forehand sitter, put it into the net. He might come to regret that later. Love 30 here for Tommy Paul. Another great serve, and he does get the 1-2 punch this time. Paul looking very focused here. No nonsense. Both of these guys have got the monotone outfits. Paul's got this cool sort of bluish gray from head to toe, and then Sinner is all black, meaning business. Ooh. He strikes Sinner to the forehand, and then Sinner pulls the trigger early. Wow. Paul is really stretching Sinner here. I'm very impressed. He's come back from love 30 to 40-30 here. Playing these points quick too. Service winner. 3-0 Paul. Who saw this coming? Put your bets down. Thank you all for watching. And yes, if you are enjoying this commentary so far, feel free to engage in the chat, drop us a like. Always glad to have you guys on. If anyone has any questions about opinions on this tennis season, feel free to drop them in the chat too. Thanks, Aldo. Appreciate the support. Where are you watching from, and who are you rooting for in Rome? The stadium is like very quiet because I think everyone's just rooting for their homeboy Yannick here. Bologna, very cool. Awesome to see that quality shot has an international following here. So yeah, you have to be rooting for Sinner then. I don't even need to ask you. Let's take a look. See how Sinner responds. Down a break and 3 games. Okay. Second serve. Pushing Paul back and draws an error. I might do some research into what sort of shoes Sinner's wearing here. Oh, we can see Sinner's parents are in the crowd. I wonder if that's getting into his head. Having your parents watch you play tennis is a whole different type of pressure. Ooh. Sinner coming to the net there and just not hitting a not smart drop volley. Hey there. Hello. Looks like Skyfuel here says they cannot hear me. If anyone else cannot hear me, please let me know. Or if you can hear me, please let me know. Because I want to make sure you guys are getting my audio here. Wow. Bad bounce, and Paul just gets a winner as Sinner whiffs it. This is a shock result so far. 15-30. I've never seen Sinner whiff a ball like that. Looks like it was a bad bounce. Okay. I will respond here to Skyfield. 890. All right, big point here. Ooh, Paul puts in the net, 30 all. All right, I've just responded here to Skyfuel on Twitch. Lob, we got some Italians in here. Love it. An Italian Clippers fan. Hello from New York. Love Cristiano. My favorite player of all time. Greatest of all time is debatable, somewhat, but at least my favorite. My brother lives in New York, so fun city, fun city. Um, oof. Sinner now down a break point. I do not play League of Legends. All right, Sinner down break point here. Wow. He's ripped a winner for 4-0. That's crazy. That is crazy. Did anyone see this coming? Did anybody see this coming? Yeah, if anyone else is having audio issues, let me know. This is a shock result. All right, Tommy Paul working the. Wow, Sinner is just missing here. This is shocking. Shocking. Skyfield, are you still struggling? I'm just going to check that before I respond in the chat. Wow. Missed return from Sinner. The stadium is silent. It is dead silent in the stadium. Italians in the chat, I'm rooting for Sinner with you here. I think we all want to see a Sinner Alcaraz final. That would be very fun. But it is not looking like that at the moment. 40 love. This is shocking. This is shocking. Okay. I either, yeah. Okay. 40-15, Paul here serving. Yeah, is anyone watching the match live at the same time as listening to the stream? Let me know what you're thinking about this with this match. This is crazy. 5-0. This is shocking. Okay, so J Preem, I see your comment here. First of all, that's very disrespectful. I'd like you to refrain from dropping comments like that. And second of all, I can't show the match because of copyrights. So that is up to you to find a stream of the match. All right, J Preem, I am banning you for dropping an extremely disrespectful comment. Thank you to everyone else for thank you to everyone else for um, being respectful in the comments. All right. Center at 05. I don't even know when the last time he's lost a match this bad. Lost a set this bad. Okay, I'm gonna give it a Google. 15 all here. Paul just missing wide. 15 all. T serve inside out. If you're center, you wanna get your arms loose, and I am confused by this comment. Hey, Skyfuel. I am let me see. Leave me your contact, Skyfuel, and I'm going to leave you your contact, like, privately. Alright, center with his first game points here. Alright, 1-2 punch. He is on the board. Who would have thought we would hear Center saying that about Center? Alright, Paul trying to serve out the set here. I don't know if there's a single Tommy Paul fan in this crowd. Three games away from the first set here, Tommy Paul. He's playing good, but he hasn't done anything spectacular per se. He's just given off the impression that he's not going to miss a single ball, and he has done well to take away Sinner's time. Okay, okay. Sinner stretching him to the forehand now. Nice move coming from the net, and Paul closes that 30-15. Who saw this coming? Indeed. My stream's a little bit behind. I'm at 30:15 here. Center misses a return. Let's get a refresh on this page. All right, Paul with set points here. Nice serve to the backhand. And Sinner just looking so unconfident. And that is the okay. That's cool. All right, stats will be really interesting here. Paul with 6 winners, Sinner with 2 winners, and then Sinner with 13 unforced errors. That's more than half a set. Paul with only 8 unforced errors. Paul won all points on his second serve. He's also serving well, 81% for serves made. Yeah, this has just looked like clinical stuff from Paul, but he hasn't done anything spectacular. I've never seen Sinner this distraught. Thank you. I'm doing my best. Life has been busy for me, but doing my best to make it out to these commentaries. I can also do my research here. Okay. Tommy Paul is 1-3 against Sinner. He beat him on grass in Eastbourne in 2022. That is the stat. And he's also lost some 3-setters as well. All right, looks like they're hammering the baseline. Looks like the line might be a little uneven or something. I'm gonna do research on Sinner's shoes too, by the way. They look like they are not the highest end shoe, which is interesting. Oh, okay, they are. It looks like these are. It looks like they are the Tiafoe shoe, the GP Challenge. All right, first point in the second set. Long rally, cross courts forehand, forehand cross courts. Still, Paul is almost outpowering Sinner. This is astonishing. Yeah, so the stat here is Paul has only beaten Sinner. He's 1-3 against Sinner. He's beaten him once on grass in 2022. Yep, this looks to be the shoe that Sinner is currently using. The Zoom GP Challenge 1. All right. Nice forehand from Sinner here. 30 love now. Second serve. All right. 40 love here for center. Looks like he has turned his confidence around, at least for the short term. Oof. 40-15. Center puts a ball in the net. Okay. Slice from Paul. Oof. Paul goes down the line but misses. Commentators are talking about Sinner trying to take the ball earlier and take away Paul's time. We've got some legitimate 45-year-olds in the crowd that are wearing orange wigs to support Sinner. That's really funny. Oh no. All right. Paul serving at 0-1 here. Second serve. Second set. This is going to set the tone to see if Paul can keep his momentum. All right. Sinner is looking, he's looking changed. It's looking like he's turning around the momentum here. Let's see if he can keep it up. Wow. Grand winner from Paul. Tragic. Tragic. Ooh, shank volley from Paul. Sinner with the pass. It looks like the tables are turning. This could be scary. This could be scary if this continues like this. It looks like Sinner has just woken up and started the set as a new man. Like Paul does not look like he can keep up with this. This is wild. Serve off the line and a perfect forehand wins the point for Tommy Paul. This is where the real test is for Tommy Paul. How can he stand the onslaught from Yannick Sinner? Ooh, double fault, Tommy Paul. Tennis is such a mental game. Just a little slip in confidence can make you very nervous, make you play a lot worse too. Alright, they're exchanging ground stroke blows. Big backhand cross court from center. Center misses it long, giving Paul a lifeline in this game. Deuce here. Unforced error for Paul there. Second break point for Yannick. It's crazy how being down 1-6 that you can still be scared of Yannick Center. And a winner, cross court winner, Yannick Sinner. He is now having some rhythm in set two. Wow. Entire crowd is just chanting Sinner's name. It's almost like a football game. Great stuff in Rome here. Yes, I know the stream is a little bit behind. Wow. Paul with the down the line winner. I'm going to refresh the stream here, try and bring it back up to speed. I will say Tommy Paul is offering a good fight. I'm just not sure if it's enough of a fight here. Nice winner there from Sinner. Very nice one, too. He is painting the lines there. T serve. Good return. And forces an error out of Sinner. 15-30 here. Backhands cross court. Backhands cross court. Slice. Paul has done really well at throwing in that slice. Backhand slice cross court. Wow. He is ripping on forehands. Produce a big forehand winner. That's a big winner there from Paul. Wow. Sinner applauding the shot there. Ace for Sinner. And a good time for an ace from Yannick Sinner. Setting himself up with a point saved, break point saved. Another ace. Another ace. Wow. All right, we've got a deuce here. Sinner closing down the court here. Stretching Paul left and right. Aggressive, heavy ground strokes. Gets a high ball. Wow. Sinner back into prime form here. Rips a forehand winner. It's taking him a while to warm up, but here he is, Yannick Sinner. And service winner. Here is the hold that Yannick Sinner was looking for. 3-0. Yannick says, anything you can do, I can do in the second set. Let's see if he can keep it up. I did not expect this at all. What are your guys' thoughts on they're playing like music on the changeover? If you were a pro player, would you want that? Kind of fun to keep your keep yourself in a light mood. All right, Paul back up to the line here. Let's see how he responds. Alright, backhands. He is, like, intentionally throwing in that slice cross court backhand. It's interesting, he's not using it as a defensive shot, he's only using it offensively, and it seemed to work really well against Center. 30 love now. Center shanked it for an error. Wow, forehand winner from Paul. No, people don't take Paul as someone that can just rip winners like that, but I think part of it is the timing that he has on the ball. You just take it early and hit a high quality ball, not a perfect like Ben Shelton rocket, but ooh, well placed ball goes a long way. Paul is not able to do it right there. He's now 40-15, 2 game points left. Oh no. Double fault, Tommy Paul. Suddenly a simple, straightforward 40 love game becomes 40-30, and you're a point away from deuce. Do we see Sinner turn this all the way around? Wow. And he rips the winner down the line. We have deuce. Tommy Paul's going to want that double fault back. You have to think Sinner has put that first set completely behind him mentally here. He's now moving Paul back and forth. He's got a break point now from being down love 40. What a game. What a game so far. Shocking stuff here. Shocking stuff here. Wow. And he gets the break. What a turnaround. This is an atrocious, all over the place match. I don't think anyone saw any of this coming. Honestly, I'm rooting for like a 6-0 or 6-1 set here. Start the third set off on a fresh note. But job's not done. 2 games to win here. Sinner is looking in form though. This is absurd. It hasn't even been an hour yet in the match fully, and we are almost through the second set. All right, service winner, Yannick Sinner. They're showing someone in the crowd here. I believe that's Flavia Panetta, I want to say. Former WA top 10, I think. Great player from my childhood. All right. Service winner. And Sinner is just sprinting to the finish line here of the second set. 4-0, 40 love now. All right. Sinner on the attack. Ooh. You almost hit a tweener for fun, but Tommy Paul's ball went long. 5-0 now. This is a shocking result. Honestly, I would see a lot of results like this in the WTA last season. Now it's switching over to the ATP, these wild pendulum swing matches. I don't know who placed bets on this matches, but good luck to you. I would not advise that. This has been all over the place. Five zero. I wonder what Paul is thinking now. Like pretty much, oh shoot, he's back in form now. What do I do? All right, let's see what happens. 0-5. Sinner coming to the net. Nice little drop volley move. This is just like a completely different match. Shocking stuff here. Woo. Really nice shot there from Sinner. Tommy Paul cannot seem to find a shot here. Wow. Sinner puts a return on the baseline. Goes up 30-15 in this game. $15-30, I should say. Server score first. Oh my gosh. And it's going to be 15-40. Triple set point for a bagel. I know Casperoot's probably watching this and thinking like, hey, at least it wasn't just me that's getting bageled. Let's see if it happens. Oof. Okay. Center misses it down the line. 30-40. Still one more break point. Deep serve, deep return. Center is now attacking here. Forehand, cross court, backhand, cross court, center. It's deep. Backhand down the line, backhand cross court. Center just does not give up here. He is stretching Paul, and a winner going back behind Paul. What a scoreline we have so far here, ladies and gentlemen. 1660. Who had this on your bingo card? Shocking stuff here. Shocking stuff. All right, let's look at the stats for that set. Half an hour for each set. 10 winners, set two. 4 enforced errors. Yeah, he's pretty much just turned it around. Paul hasn't really played bad per se. Sinner has just cranked it up to another level. Guys, let me know your predictions in this final set. I think Paul's definitely gonna be reset a little bit, but I don't think he's gonna have enough to turn it around. I'm thinking little resistance in the beginning of the second set, maybe like it'll be 2-1 or 2-2, and then I think Sinner's gonna pull away here. He's got the crowd. I think he's just got better quality on his shots. My prediction is 6-2 or 6-3. Sinner wins it in the third. Let me know your thoughts. Chat. Sinner starting where he left off. 15 love. Yeah, let me look into this. Sorry about that, guys. Deepest apologies. I'm gonna figure this out. This is really weird. I'm not sure why this is so far behind. I'm gonna try and find a different stream. I do not know why this is so far behind. Best I got is like 30-15 in the first game. It's weird. 40-11 the first game. All right, guys. For whatever reason, best I can do is 1-0 in the third set. Oh, okay. I could. Yeah, that's. We're up to speed. We're up to speed. It's not one. It's not 1-1 third set. It's 1-0 in the third set. This is like fairly. This is fairly up to speed. The second. Yeah, the second game hasn't started. All right. Start of the game 0-1. Paul getting stretched and then comes back into the backhand and misses into the net. Love 15. T serve from Paul. Misses the inside out forehand. Paul shaking his head. Not looking confident in his own game. Concerning stuff for Tommy Paul here. Sinner gaining the upper hand but shanking a ball. 15-30 now. Okay. Paul trying to attack inside out, but yeah, it is just not working. Now Sinner is attacking. Sinner going inside out. Sinner going back and cross. Back and cross. Paul's keeping up here. Oh no, he pops a short ball. Sinner punishes. Back to cross court. Paul doing a good job neutralizing some of these here, but he gets away with a lucky one there. Sinner misses off the slice. 30 all. But that's not Tommy Paul earning or forcing the point at a Sinner. It's just him sort of getting lucky that a Sinner doesn't punish harder. Hello, Zerafine. Yeah, really interesting match so far. We've started with Paul starting very sharp. Paul was taking the ball really early, putting the ball deep, and for some reason, it looked like he didn't have his copy yet. He didn't look like he was super awake or sharp. He was getting caught out by nerves. He was just missing more balls than I've ever seen in this. And then the second thing, and all right, Paul has just missed a forehand, and we're at deuce here in in the 0-1 game. But yeah, Sinner just looked like he took a while to get up to speed, but second set definitely was fully there, and Paul did not have any answers. So it's looking like that momentum is continuing in the second set here. Doesn't look like Paul has any real answers other than just fighting and hoping that Sinner is going to slow down. All right. Forehands cross court. Oh my goodness. A rocket of a forehand down the line from Sinner. Sets up break point. That is deadly. That is so deadly from Sinner. He's got a break point here. Yes. So Sane, whatever your name is. Yeah. Zerafine says Tennis TV. That's correct. You do need a paid subscription. I also have a paid cable provider, so I have Dish Network, and they also have a stream, but that one is slightly behind. Hello, Jerome. Welcome to the stream. Oh no. Tommy Paul, double fault. And that is 2-0. 2-0 to Sinner. But yeah, I was just explaining to Seraphine. Pretty much, Sinner started really slow. He was shanking balls, off hitting balls. And Tommy Paul did a really good job of taking the ball on the rise, putting pressure on him. And yeah, I've never seen Sinner miss that many balls and look that nervous. But second set, he's just loosened up, gotten more aggressive, and yeah, now ever since then, he's just looked unstoppable. So my prediction was like 6-2 or 6-3 for Sinner to win this last set. All right, Sinner at 30 love here. (30-15) Sinner here now. Yes, he had to play his way in, but ever since he has, ever since he worked his way in, it just has been unbeatable. This makes his matchup against Alcaraz, whenever that happens, so much more interesting because I don't think he's going to steamroll Alcaraz like this. Alcaraz has got the variety and the firepower to keep up with Sinner at full speed. Yes. Great point, Jerome. Is that an Irish last name? It's cool. Oof. Okay. Paul hangs in the rally, saves a game point. 40-30 now. Nice return from Paul there. He's now attacking inside out. Very nice approach. He comes to the net, gets a lob. Oh no, overhead is returned. Overhead is returned by Sinner, and Paul misses the next shot. Almost got to feel bad for Paul there, working so hard for that point. Nine games in a row. Crazy stat for Sinner. Nice. Irish. This is absolutely absurd. Zero three. Tommy Paul staring down the gun barrel. Tommy Paul coming to the net, and oh no, that is a bad miss. He set up the point perfectly, had a backhand volley, and boom, put it in the net. Nice serve. 1-2 from Tommy Paul. Keeping it deep and draws an error out of Sinner. 15 all now. Wide serve. Court's wide open, and Paul slots a cross-court backhand to win the point there. All right. Paul looking to hold his service game, and he does here. Gets on the board, 40-15 hold. That is very crucial for Tommy Paul. This is a huge game here because if Sinner holds, that's 4-1, and he's got 1 foot out the door. If he breaks, we're over to 2-3, 1 game difference. Oof. Sinner just missing long. Big serve. Good defense from Paul there. He's throwing up lobs now. And that neutralizes the point. Interesting play from Paul here. And now he's in the point and they're fighting for the baseline. Wow. Love 30 now. Really good defense there. And now he's got to look love 30. T serve. Ooh, unlucky. He had a good look at cranking a backhand cross court there. Just missed it. Second serve here, 15-30. There's some pressure on the center serve. Oh no. Center looking nervous here. I see that there's a break happening on the scoreboard, but I'm a point behind. Center serving at good questions here, Jerome. Thank you for staying engaged. This is really funny. So Jerome says, "What are you telling Tommy here if you're his team?" And then Zeraphine says, "Don't be like Casper." That's really funny. Wow. This is concerning for Sinner. So it looks like he's having some leg issues. And he's not moving properly. That's really concerning. So with that being said, I would be saying just hang in there, battle as many points as possible, make Sinner really work you, earn every single point. See if you can get him to wear down. Let's see. What else would I say? I would say you have to stay aggressive because anytime you don't stay aggressive against Sinner, you're just going to get run off of the court. And yeah, honestly, those two things, just making Sinner play as many balls as possible and staying aggressive and taking it early. Yeah, so to answer this question, do I think Sinner competed with pros when he was suspended. I think for sure he's extremely professional. You can tell how seriously he takes his tennis and how carefully he treats every point. So I'm sure he was intelligent in the way that he was using his time off. Sure, he was playing practice sets, um, training, working on drills. Yeah, it's like obviously nothing matches playing a full match in the stadium, but I'm sure he has not been slacking at all. Yep. Big game here. We're gonna see if Sinner he did not call a physio, interestingly. We'll see if that was a smart choice by him or not. Huge game here now. Sinner just unloading on the forehands cross court, drawing an error out of Paul. All right. Paul attacking the backhand corner for Sinner here. Looks like they both have pretty similar game styles there. Just trying to pin each other to the backhand and then rip a forehand to the forehand when the other person's like caught off guard. Thank you to everyone that is still tuning in this exciting third set here. If you are enjoying, please drop a like, a comment, and subscribe below. Anything you do helps support us here at Quality Shot Tennis, and we really appreciate it. Trying to bring you high quality commentary and coverage of the latest tournaments. All right, 15:30. Paul serving. Second serve. Pressure is on. It is dead quiet in the stadium. All right, rally started. Backhands cross court. And Sinner with a weird looking miss there. Sinner's limping a little bit here. He's limping a little bit. Paul is really just going to try and make Sinner hit as many balls as possible here. Oh no, that is a bad miss from Paul. He has a neutral ball and tries to attack it. Hits it long. Gives Sinner a free point and a break point. It's a tricky spot for Paul to be in because, like we said, he has to be aggressive, but he also needs to make Sinner play. Sinner with another miss off the backhand wing. That's not looking good. Sinner not looking confident on that backhand side. So Paul is just driving as many balls there as possible. Really physical rallies here. Paul with the short ball. Sinner gets the backhand back down the line. Sets up break point. This is what the world number one does. This is what a world number one does. Yeah, tough for Casper. I don't know why. I'm not sure if he's hurt. Paul just gambled too much on that inside out forehand, and Sinner was equal to it. Comes up with the answer. Huge point there for Sinner. And now the backhand error from Paul. We've got a break 4-2. Crowd are going to love that one. Crowd are loving this, by the way. Two more games to the finish line for Sinner here. I'm going to refresh my feed to see if I can get more up to speed. Yes, I'm aware of this. Sorry, there's nothing I can do about this. Doing my best. All right, I'm at 30 love now. I'm at 30 love. Do it. Get the all black fit. Goes hard. All right, Sinner serving at 30 love on my stream. You can always just keep up with my voice. Sinner trying to make a sprint to the finish line here. It's a mediocre second serve. Paul attacking, dictating this point, and he misses the forehand. Maybe that is the nail in the coffin for him. 40 love on Sinner serve here now. All right, Sinner pulling up at 40 love here. And the return from Paul's long. We have 5-2. Maybe my prediction was on. This is not the way I saw it happening, but Paul is not able to take advantage of Sinner's perceived weakness here. Sinner is one game away from the finish line. Yes. If Sinner holds out this game, a very tasty final awaits. I'm a little concerned that Sinner would be injured for the final. I'm hoping he's in full form. All right, they're getting up from the bench. About to start the final game. Possibly the final game. Paul could hold here. We don't know. Cross court serve here. Sinner with a slice forehand. Sinner's really going to want to close on this game and not extend the match any further. Not going to want to give Tommy Paul any looks here. And he does that 15 start. Oof. Really good deep shot from Paul there. Keeps himself alive in the game. 15 all. Commentator brings up a good point. If Paul wins this game, he's in the set. 5-3. That's a good serve. Not a good forehand. He shanks it. 15-30. We're 2 points away from the final here for Yannick Sinner. I'm not looking at the scoreboard, just looking at the point for point on my stream here. It's a second serve for Paul. Not looking good. He's playing this pretty fast, too. Sinner cranking up on the forehand. We have our first match points. 15-40, double break point, double match point. Yannick Sinner just needs one to do it to go all the way to the final. Great serve from Paul there. Goes wide. Service winner. That's one match point saved. 30-40 now. Staring down the gun barrel. One more chance for Sinner. Serve goes to Sinner's forehand. Oof. Wow. Paul barely hit the line. And Sinner went for the winner and hit the tape. So now we're back to deuce on Paul serve. 2 match points saved. Awkward ball for Sinner to get up and slice to. He just wants to stay back and hit topspin. Ooh, Sinner spraying it wide. Sinner's spraying it wide. Paul's got a game point now. All right, that's a good return from Sinner there. We're back to deuce. We are back to deuce. Paul on the attack, coming to the net, the drop shot, and he guesses right. Reads Sinner's pass to set up the game point here. Great anticipation there from Paul. Guesses right on the passing shot. Game point. Makes the first serve. Sinner is in the rally, though. Sinner applying pressure. Ooh. Paul holds. 3-5. The match is not over. That is a gutsy hold from Tommy Paul. Sinner's team trying to will him on here. Yeah, Sinner really needs to close. If Sinner doesn't close, they're back on serve, and I feel like the momentum is in Paul's favor at that point, even though he's still one game away from losing. Ooh, really awkward footwork there. And you hit a lazy backhand there from Sinner. I'm not sure how Sinner would have gotten injured if he's had so much time off to train or practice or who knows what. Maybe just the intensity of ATP matches is getting to his body. All right, Sinner attacking with a forehand now. Tommy Paul really frustrated here because he is not really getting dominated by Sinner like he was in the second set now. He is just making his own unforced errors, which has got to really that's going to be really costly for him. Nice serve from Sinner. Beautiful approach down the line. Paul lobs it, and lob is out. 2 points away from the match now. Sinner serving at 30-15. 5-3. Missed first serve. Ooh, that is a stray forehand from Sinner there. It's almost like Sinner doesn't want to be here anymore. Like, he has the lead, but he does not want this match to extend any further. 30 all now. Great serve. Aggressive backhand. Paul defending really well. He's scrambling. Gets a lob back. Sinner needs to keep attacking. Wow. And finally, after having to win the point 2 or 3 times, Sinner has a match point on his serve. 40-30. Third match point. Will the third one be the charm? Backhand cross court. Paul gets it back. And Paul misses it long. Yannick Sinner stands strong to earn his ticket to the 2025 Rome Open Finals. What a match that was. I don't think anybody saw Tommy Paul having the incredible start that he did. And for Yannick Sinner to look as nervous as he did. But he's done it in front of his home crowd, in front of his parents. Wow. And they are chanting his name. Beautiful stuff here. Center court in Rome. Thank you all so much for tuning in to this Quality Shots live commentary. Hope the audio was good and the delays weren't too bad. And I enjoyed having all of you tune in the chat here and enjoy this awesome match with me. All right. Until next time, that is it for me, Colby. Signing off. Thank you guys for tuning in. See you in the final.